Hey guys, I'm Ash.
And I'm Pete.
We're two friends with a combo of 7 kids ranging from toddlers to 20s and 2 crazy husbands.
Our paths were not easy. With childhood battle wounds, divorce, second marriages and all, we somehow found each other. And together we talk real life, laugh, cry, and figure out how to survive the day.
Music is by Dustbowl Champion. To hear Dustbowl Champion's newest hits, search Dustbowl Champion on Spotify. Hey guys, it's Ash and Pete.
Hey.
Welcome back to another wonderful week.
Yay. Yeah, I feel like, so a couple of things. We are going to kind of jump into some topics because I feel like last week, like we didn't completely close out.
Right.
So I kind of feel like we need to kind of close that out.
Okay.
We talked about last week, we talked about mental health a lot and kind of our own experience with it, and including like our kids kind of having to go through some stuff, you know. It's so interesting because I feel like I said last week, like obviously COVID just kind of pushed out like mental health awareness a lot more,
Right.
Because I think it really hit a lot of people that necessarily would not have maybe had to have an issue with their health mentally, you know, making that keeping everybody indoors,
right,
keeping people from seeing their family and their friends and their normal environment. And there's definitely something to the touch of a person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just, you know, you don't get the same feeling. You can be as close as all hell over the phone or whatever, but it's different.
Yeah,
it's different. And I think for me, I just wanted to say that it is still a continuing concern of mine in our home. We're still dealing with it. Yeah. It's not going away, and it is a battle. And I just want to say this because I have to believe that there are other people listening who may have children who are going through something.
Yeah.
And it is a continuous battle, but the fact that, you know, I think that although I feel like I fail in a lot of areas as a parent, I feel like me recognizing it, me acknowledging it, me seeking out professional help,
right,
for my child and for my home, I think that we're doing what we can.
Right.
And a lot of it is prayer and hope and faith that things will continue to move forward, and, you know, that our kids and ourselves don't take giant steps backwards, that they continue to stay focused and go forward.
Right.
I know for me, I get nervous thinking about, like, okay, I still have a little bit of control right now because I'm still the parent and they're the child. And, you know, she's getting to a certain age where it's sooner rather than later almost that she's going to have to deal with this on her own.
Yeah.
Because she's going to be an adult soon.
Yeah.
And not that I won't be here for her, but it's not the same. It's up to her. Right? Like, I don't know how often I'll be there to make sure she's following through with everything. She's going to be an adult.
Right.
And I know, speaking to friends who have had older kids and grown children, it's like, look, I can get them all the help that they want, but if they don't do it, what can I do? I've you know, found doctors and I've found whatever, and I've said I'll help you through it, but if your child doesn't live under your roof and is an adult and
yeah, I mean, at this point, we can make them go to therapy. We can make them
go see their doctor, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. But
I do think, it's interesting. I was talking to my ex-husband, and he has a lot of he's dealt with a lot of issues that obviously I see some of the mentally, I see how they can sometimes be very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about it, and he's like, I think one of the best things is, and it's true. And I think with COVID, it slowed kids down a lot, but keeping them busy. And I think that's people in general. I think that sometimes when you're not busy enough, it's easy for that downtime to feel like you're in a rut.
Absolutely.
Or you're depressed or whatever, because your life isn't going, at a fast speed to where you almost don't even have time to whatever, how can I totally be, sitting here? I'm not bored at all. And sometimes I think boredom kind of can trigger some of those things. Yeah. And I think that that's probably what happened a lot with COVID.
I agree completely with that, and I mean, it's a little different, but after I had Hayden, one of my girlfriends was like, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, fine. I felt fine. I didn't feel like there was any like postpartum or anything with him,
mm-hmm.
but she was like, you need to make sure that you're like getting up and getting dressed and doing things, because I would sleep, like Hayden was a night owl. And so I could sleep until like 11:30 in the morning with him. So I would be like in bed until then, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so with Jax, I made sure that I woke up and I got myself dressed and I left the bedroom because I didn't want to feel yucky.
Yeah.
Which I mean, laying around in, your chonies all day can make you feel like a slob. Yeah. And our kids were able to wear no pants to school.
Right.
For a good chunk of the school year,
Right.
It's like, I don't know. Hopefully things, are getting better. And I mean, there's less to struggle, but then it's also scary because, I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
So let me ask you this, because I just really quickly thought about this with postpartum, and you were diagnosed with anxiety before you had the boys.
Yes.
Did it cause, I guess, more intense anxiety after you had the kids? Do you think that you were able to still control it in a way, like figure yourself out? Because I think, like, for me, I think I probably had a little bit of postpartum, and not to an extreme. And luckily I was able to manage it. But I think that for me, my part of it was, I am so routine and regiment, and there was no more routine. And I kept trying to put myself and all of us in a routine. And every time it wouldn't work, it was like, I felt like I was a crash and burn, and I almost couldn't handle it not being that way.
Yeah.
Like I could not handle it being, and it wasn't like I expected the baby to sleep at a certain time and eat at a certain time. It was just that I expected myself to be further than where I was. I expected some type of, stability. I was expecting not to be in my underwear at 2 in the afternoon. It was like, and there were days where it just was what it was, right? Because I don't know.
You're like, I'm still in my robe.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm still in my
robe.
But it's like,
when you have kids, that happens sometimes. But you are a very scheduled person. Yeah. You are always on top of stuff. So I can imagine to be in a robe in the afternoon for you. It's not your cup of tea.
No, and then you do start to feel, and then I do start to feel like, or it's even that pressure of, I'm not working right now because I'm home with the baby, but my house needs to be cleaned, and I should be able to have the house clean and have, and bond with my baby and get my other kid to school and, make all the meals. And it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah. You set the bar way too high for yourself. I was just happy to be out of my bedroom.
But did your anxiety like it?
So, yeah, with Hayden, it didn't. I don't know what the difference was between the boys, but with Hayden, it did not. With Jackson, I was scared that I had postpartum. I actually went back to therapy after I had Jax because I would think all kinds of crazy things. Like, I was convinced he was born the season of swine flu. I was convinced if I went in public, I was going to bring it home to him. I didn't want to touch anything that wasn't in my house. We would drive and I would be so terrified that we were going to, I sat in the back seat a lot because I was scared that we'd get in a car accident and he would die. There were just all kinds of crazy thoughts in my head. And I thought, I must have postpartum. And I went back to therapy because his pediatrician said that I called and I said, I'm really bad right now. I want to get back on my medication. Is it okay if I am nursing? And she said, no, we would rather you stop breastfeeding and be able to bond with your kid than you take the medications, just because we don't have enough research on long-term effects. And I was like, okay, well, it's not that I'm not bonding. I was fine bonding with him. I was just so stressed out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to go back to therapy. So I went back to therapy and I told her, I'm a little worried. And she said, it's not postpartum. Your anxiety is just off the charts right now.
That makes sense.
And I was like, oh, okay. So it was starting to do type of, I don't know, what is that? I don't know the term, but coping.
Oh, okay.
So I started working on coping with her rather than, just my medication. And it did get better after some time. I feel like once he was a little bit older, it got better. And I don't know, I got my tubes tied right after he was born. I don't know if I was terrified he was going to die or something. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because now I had two people and now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have these two people. I have no idea what it was. But after he was probably about 6 months old, I would say, it had gotten much better. I still would have preferred to have my medication.
Yeah.
Just because on a daily basis, it's difficult for me.
Yeah.
Without my medication. So it was harder, but I just felt like I can handle it for a year.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. So yeah, it did. With one of them, it got really bad. With one of them, it didn't make a difference. So I don't know. But that's each experience is different.
Right. Right.
The way your body handles things is different from one kid to the next.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, on top of the emotional and I think the mental health of everything, I think that one of the other things that we've talked about with, especially with COVID, again, I feel like it's hard to find the positives, right? We're going to just pull out all the negatives, I know, but the physical health too. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy to me how easy it is to, I think as moms, we let ourselves go so much. Mm-hmm. And I will say dads too, because you're busy as parents, right. You're busy trying to let the kids getting them to and from and making sure they're fed and making sure they have everything.
Right.
And you lose yourself in a lot of ways. And I don't even want to say lose yourself. You just put yourself on the back burner a lot, which is fine, except that sometimes I think it plays into your physical appearance. Maybe you gain weight, maybe you lose a ton of weight, there's that too, from stress and whatever. And it's easy to not get yourself dressed. Like we said about staying in your robe. It's like, I will be honest, I still don't like wearing a regular bra. Like I'd rather wear a sports bra every single day of my life, or a maternity bra, a nursing bra, because I just got so casual, especially. I'm
if you even say what I think you're going to say, I'm going to hurt you.
No, I will say I'm like a sporty spice. Okay. You know what I mean?
That's not where I thought you were going.
I'm not gonna always be all dressed up cutesy.
Yeah.
That's gonna take some do I have to get dressed for that? Can I just wear my leggings and a tank top? That's kind of my jam. Leggings, tank top, flip-flops. I'm good. Leggings, sweater, flip-flops. I'm good. It's just that's my thing.
But you're cute and fit. I'm leggings are my jam because jeans are uncomfortable because I'm fat.
But they are very comfortable. I don't want to wear jeans. I don't care what size you are. Really, jeans are just not that comfortable.
Yeah.
And also, we live in the valley. It's hot. I don't need sticky jeans stuck to my legs. Mm-mm. Trying to peel those off at the end of the day. No, thank you. No. So I think that it's so just, I'm still trying to find the balance. I always tell you girls, I get my hair done twice a year.
Yeah.
I don't have time. It's important to me, but it's important to me when it starts to really look bad. Then I'm oh, I really need to get in.
But that's
quickly.
Because you can go a longer period.
That's because I found a hairstyle or color that lets me go a very long time.
I don't have that option. But unless I want to have my natural hair color, it doesn't work for me, unfortunately.
I would probably just go natural hair color because I'm too lazy.
If your hair looked like mine, you would not do that.
What's the matter with your hair color?
I have a very ashy, gross hair color. It really washes me out because I'm so light. It's gross. And so then I like to have
blonde.
Darker. Well, I do darker and then blonde. My hair is light.
Yeah.
But I dye it darker and then have lighter highlights. But then, I'm starting to notice the difference in my when my roots start growing out significantly more now. I don't know, maybe I'm getting more gray or something, and so I'm seeing, I don't know what it is, but I wear my hair up a lot too, and so on Thursday when I pulled my hair down and I parted it, I was oh my gosh, I need to go get my hair done already. It's gross. You don't look gross when you don't go get your hair done.
I think that's you being very sweet, but I just, I'm not, I think it's, I think it's so good that you go and get your nails done.
That's and I have fat, ugly fingers. I can't avoid
you're
that.
Ridiculous.
No.
Who is paying attention to your fingernails?
Me.
Okay, see? It's all in your head.
Issue.
Yeah. But it's I am oh gosh, when am I going to get my toes done? Let's see how many times I can just kind of repaint my toes for how long. I love getting them done.
Yeah.
But do I take time to go do it? No.
See, but that's because your goals in life are a lot different than mine. I have about 7 things on my schedule per week and a lot of other time that I don't have stuff going on. So I can fit it into my schedule. You were juggling a lot of balls, and I
But you make it fit.
less.
And I think that we all need to find those things, and we all need to make sure that we're doing those things to make it fit, to make that time for us. Whether it's getting your hair done or getting your nails done or going to do 15 minutes at the gym because that's the only time you have, or whatever it is, you know, that makes you feel good about yourself. Because I think as parents, and I say that because it's on both sides. I say it with my own husband, you know, it's like we both have the same feeling of we need to like take care of ourselves. And I always tell him this, take time to go take care of yourself, because I want you to feel good about yourself. And I mean, I don't want like my husband to not get a haircut and look like a wolf man, you know. I don't want, you know, I want to look good for him, and I want him to look good for me, and I want him to take care of himself. Because if you take care of yourself and you have confidence and you like the way you look, then you'll feel better about yourself. You'll be happier, you know?
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with a little bit more. Hey guys, we're back.
Yes.
And I braked abruptly, maybe a little more than I normally. But anyway, really, I just think it's important for people to take care of themselves.
Yes.
And I think that we talk, I know a lot, probably people who listen to every single episode, which we love. Thank you very much. We talk a lot about like family and balance, and it's hard. It's hard to juggle all of those things.
Yeah.
And you have to cut because you can't do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to make sacrifices because you're one person with only one body and two arms. And, you know, it's like you can't, you're limited to what you can do. None of us have nannies or, you know, or even moms that live in our homes that can like raise our kids for us. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we're all just trying to like do the best that we can do. And we put ourselves on the back a lot. And I'll say this for me, although I don't go get my nails done, and it's probably not that important to me. Otherwise maybe I would,
right.
You know, my hair, like I said, my hair takes so long to do. I just don't want to go very often. You know, it's not like I'm just putting one color dye in my hair, you know? So, but there are things that are important to me, you know, and my time for me is in the mornings, early mornings. That's why I like waking up in the dark when everyone's still asleep to get me time in because it makes the most sense for me. It changes my attitude. Before I would wake up early, I never was a morning person. I'd like get up, hurry, rush, get Tristan to, you know, school, or before her, I would, you know, just take care of me, whatever, get to work, and you just like, you check in for the day. Right.
Yeah.
And I was always like, nobody talked to me till after I have my damn coffee, you know, but changing that around and having me time in the morning and taking care of me in the morning, that's what works for me. And I'm okay with that. And that's what's important to me.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be different. But I do think it's important that you take care of yourself, for you, for your spouse, and for your kids.
Yeah. Well, when you don't, you have a rough day.
I do. It's to the point where I mentally like, I need it. And it's so funny. So when I get up in the morning, I'm working out, right? Like that's my me time. My me time is my workout in the morning. And I've got a bunch of siblings, as we've discussed, and I have one sibling that is, it's so funny. I mean, he is very athletic, very, very athletic. He always has been. He definitely gets that from my mom. Like, they just have like athletic builds. They bounce back from anything quickly. Like, he always did sports as a kid and through high school and stuff. Anyway, we relate on so many of those levels. Like, if he doesn't work out, he's kind of in a bad mood.
Oh yeah, his fiance will be like, "Go run."
Yeah, yeah, run. Yeah. You need to like release that demon right now. And I am the same way. And if I don't get a workout in, it like, I have to stay on a routine. When I'm sick, I still will push myself to work out. When I'm down, and when I don't like being down long. When I had COVID, that was really rough because I absolutely I tried.
Well, you tried to work out.
I tried.
It didn't work out very well.
It did not. It did not.
Was like, go lay down.
I know. Tony's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna you need to go lay down right now. And it really was like, mentally, it hurt me so bad to not work out and to go that many days. And there's obviously been times where I've had to, but it's like, that's my release, right? Like, that's my me. That's part of my whole routine thing that I don't do well with not being on the same schedule.
Yeah.
And he's the same way. So it's just funny, but I feel like for me, yes, that was probably one of the hardest things with having the kids, and like with Danny, the youngest, she just started sleeping pretty much through the night, and she's 2. I mean, and it's like, as soon as I would wake up to go work out, she would wake up. And not like a wake up, like go back to sleep, wake up, like wake up, I'm ready to go. And it's 4:30 in the morning because mom's getting up. So it's just important. I think it's important because it makes you happy. It makes you happy when you take care of yourself, whatever that is.
Right.
And it will, I think it helps when both parents are doing that. And I think it really does help with the kids, for the kids to see. I love seeing my little girls trying to do exercises.
Yeah, I know, it's so cute.
They're cute.
Yeah.
I don't want them in my way, but I think they're cute.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to see that you take care of yourself, and that your kids know it's important to take care of themselves. Right. They know it's important to stay groomed or, have good hygiene and look presentable and whatever. Right. You instill those in your kids because you've shown them that that's how, you should be.
Yeah.
Because kids try to get away with not doing any of that.
Oh, yeah.
On a norm.
And I wish I were a healthier person, because now my kids are not healthy, and you can't just reverse that.
Right.
It's something that you really do have to learn. It has to become a habit. And for both me and my children, I wish I were like you, but instead I just like to eat and stuff.
Well, I like to eat too. That's why I have to work out, because I like to eat a lot.
Well, I like to eat and I don't work out, and that's why I look like this. And you look
beautiful. You look
off.
Beautiful, and you need to stop. Don't be hard on yourself. Stop. You look beautiful. I think that it's not even necessary. It's not, because to me, it's like, it's not about weight. The number on my scale is always going to fluctuate between a certain 5 to 10 pounds, because it just depends on where I am in life with things. But it's about making sure that I am staying active to be healthy, active to be sane, active to, have a form of release of all of the energy that builds up inside.
Yeah.
And I think like that's my therapy.
It is. It really is for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's a good therapy. I wish that I liked that therapy.
But you may find something later. It's hard too with your schedule.
Yeah, I don't know. Remember how I said I only juggle like 5 to 10 balls and you juggle like 30?
That's only because I have one more kid than you. It's actually only because they're little too.
I don't know. Even when it was just T, you were always go, 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 go. I feel like you always have a lot going on.
I think I put myself into situations where I always go, go, go. But I think that, even, so we'll talk about our kids real quick and them being healthy. Gosh, it's so easy to just feed them quick things.
Yeah.
Like Danny right now is 2 and she could snack all day and never eat a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And although it's like a lot of 2-year-olds go through that.
Yeah.
It's not something that I want to create a bad habit of because they do pick up bad habits, and it's so weird. Like Tristan, I never gave her soda. I never gave her, we never had juice. I just always bought, it was water and milk, and that was pretty much it. But then she goes into junior high where she can get whatever.
Yeah.
And then she goes into high school and it's like, oh my gosh, you little sugar monger, like it's just so crazy, but it's just trying to keep them on the healthy. And I think these are for me, unless your child is like just a athlete, I think, who's constantly in a sport, who's constantly burning those calories, it's very scary, I think, for our kids to stay. It's hard for them to stay on the healthier side. Yeah. Because those kinds of treats and things are so easily accessible for them. Yeah. Yeah. Even like for us, like even though we cook and we are, we cook a lot, we still have an issue where she doesn't, want necessarily the cooked food, or she DoorDashed herself something because she has her own money, her own job. And it's like, what in the world, why'd you just order Panda Express? I just made a dinner, but, so it's just, I don't know. I think finding the balance between the mental and physical and even spiritual health, I think it's so easy to put your spiritual self on the back burner too.
I think that's one of the easiest ones.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
I know. I've been starting this no TV, no video games during the school week. And even for myself, I mean, I don't play video games, but I love to sit on the couch and watch TV. Yeah. And the boys are like, well, what are we going to do? I'm like, exercise, read your Bible, read a book. Like, there are so many
puzzle.
Things. Yeah, right. There are so many things that you can do aside from watching TV or playing a game, but that's all they want to do. So I'm like, nope, not happening anymore.
That's great.
And my goal is that over the summer we were doing, like, before bed, we would read like a chapter in the Bible and then fill out our life journal. And so we were doing that. And then I don't even remember what happened, why things got crazy. But we stopped. So I'm like, that's my goal is, okay, now that we're not doing the TV and video games, we can do that. So, because it is easy to get off track. Yeah. It's the one that no one else is going to notice. Nobody else is going to notice that people might notice, oh, you're gaining weight. Maybe you're not eating healthy, or, okay, Priscilla, you're a little crazy. You probably didn't work out, stuff like that. But nobody's going to know what you're doing there.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. And I've never been a big reader. I've really tried, and I'm just not. I don't leave myself a whole lot of time in like my day in the evening to like watch TV or to even read. If I made it a priority, I would make something of it, but that is one thing. And we've talked about that, like, and it sounds so dumb, I know, but like Tony's been like, we don't have like nightstands with like with a lighting on them, like a lamp or something, and it's like, if we just wanted to sit in bed and read a book, that's the kind of thing, like, almost like we need to create that environment for us to get into that, like that mode of, of doing that, because it is important.
It is. Yeah.
And sometimes watching, The Bachelor in Paradise maybe should not be more important than reading the Bible or any book, right?
Any book, really.
I know. Or playing a game on your phone or whatever, or looking at your phone, and going down a rabbit hole of social media or something, or TikTok.
I mean, not saying any names, but TikTok can really grab you in.
It really can. It really can. But yeah, I just think that those are things that have been like heavy on me, that it's like finding the balance of everything, the mental, the physical, and the spiritual health.
Yeah. And hopefully things will be going back to normal. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the rest of the year. We're going to go into winter at some point, and then that sounds like it could be scary. Scary. I hope not, because I feel like our kids are getting they're getting back on track more.
Yeah.
And if they get pulled out of school again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do then, because that kind of really, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with my kid.
I know. It's scary. The world is a scary place right now. And not to bring our podcast like down, like want, not to end it that way. It's just that we know, as parents, as individuals, like, take kids out of it, even just for us.
Yeah.
In our jobs, in our, family, you have, a elderly family, thinking about them, their health. I have grandparents thinking about them and their health, and, all of those things. It's just kind of scary times right now. And a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
So everybody, please take care of yourself.
In every way.
And I say that to you, looking at you, telling you, take care of yourself.
I know.
You have to give yourself more credit. You're stronger than you think you are. You are.
I don't know about that.
You are. You are. You're a fighter. You are very strong. And you do, whenever you put your mind to something and you make it a goal, a thing.
That's what I should do, but because I really, if I'm like, okay, this is how it has to be, then it will be.
Right.
I just don't have an interest in.
It's okay to not have an interest in like losing weight or anything.
Oh, I mean, I have a very big interest in losing weight. I have zero interest in everything that needs to be done for me to lose weight. Or even if I were to I wish I liked to exercise. I do. And I know that for a lot of people that do it, it's not necessarily that they liked it in the beginning. And that's like, even Kyla's like, I didn't like it. Like, I went and, and things changed,
Mm-hmm.
So I get that it's not necessarily like, oh, I just love it, I'm going to go into the gym now. But I wish I had the desire to do it, I guess. I don't know. One of these days, maybe.
One of these days. But you know what? I like your no TV, no video games during the work week or the school week.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And I think that what I really like about it is you didn't wait until January 1st to do it. You're doing it now,
Yeah.
You're not doing it on some arbitrary day that, it has to be done on this day to, January 1st is my reset button. You're just, nope, as of now, like, this is what we're going to do starting next week or this week or whatever. And it's like, that's what we're doing and we're going to stick with it. And I love that. And I think that that's the best time to do it because I think that it, it's fine there's nothing wrong with starting on January 1st on anything, but it's like, set your goals whenever you need to set your goals.
Yeah.
Don't wait until the first of the year.
No, you're absolutely right. Because one of my children recently was like, oh, cool, I have this plan. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to prepare myself this week to start next week. And I was like, prepare yourself how? Like, you just need to do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Like, doing is the best, like, preparation.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of things, it really is. Okay, if you're going to take a test, maybe prepare yourself for it.
Right.
But when it comes to, like, I'm going to start a new routine or something like that, it really is.
You just got to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to go for it.
Unless it comes to me dieting, then I want to eat all of the bad food out of my house. I don't want to throw any of it away. I just want to eat it all. Like, how much weight can I gain before starting a diet? I think is the game I like to play with myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
not healthy or smart.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, one of my downfalls.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening with us today.
Keep yourselves safe and sane.
Yeah. And still and enjoy yourself, but take care of yourself, whatever it is. If it's like, you know what, I got to go get a pedicure or I got to go and just walk Target, whatever. Sometimes maybe that does
decompress.
There were times, especially when I was on maternity leave, just getting out of the house and going to walk Target.
Yeah.
Could change my mood.
It really can. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery.
Yeah. And it's not like I had to buy anything. No. I just,
needed to go.
I needed to go.
Yeah. So true. So do that, guys.
Yeah.
When you need.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for swapping with us. Segment music by Callie Grace. For more of Callie Grace's hits, follow Callie Grace on iTunes and Spotify today.